rounds down, 3 to go, 111 points left on the board, and the small matter of crowning the 2023 MotoGP World Champion. It's all to play for in the final 3 weekends. Reigning World Champion Pecco Bagnaia versus the Martinator for the 2023 MotoGP World Championship, with Marco Bezzecchi just over their shoulder as an outside bet. 13 points cover the top two, with the battle heating up over the previous triple header and could hit boiling point in one of the greatest title showdowns in MotoGP history. Pecco Bagnaia has the points advantage, but all the momentum is behind the chaser, Jorge Martin, despite losing 10 points in total to the reigning champion due to a crash in Mandalika and dropping down to 5th in Phillip Island. His Thai GP win proved that he married the speed and determination with incredible racecraft, making him arguably the title favourite. But don't count out Bagnaia. Having struggled to match Martin for raw speed, he has been able to extend his championship advantage since Japan by being incredibly consistent. 2 second places and a win on Sunday has shown Bagnaia at his brilliant best. Decisive in overtaking, a master at tyre management and picking up big points. However, it's Saturday where the world champion has struggled and given himself lots of work to do from low grid positions, a consequence of having a difficult Friday. This is an area where Martin excels, with 4 pole positions in the last 6 rounds and 5 Tissot sprint wins in a row. It's where Bagnaia has stated himself that he must improve if he is to prevent Martin from winning the championship. While Pecco has a small area to work on, Martin looks to have no chink in his armour at the moment, but the race for number 1 could go either way. And let's not discount Marco Bezzecchi just yet. He's still within mathematical title contention, and having had 3 rounds despite riding with a freshly fixed collarbone after a crash at Valentino Rossi's ranch, the 2022 Rookie of the Year needs 3 perfect weekends and something to happen to Martin and Bagnaia if he is to claw back that 79 point deficit to the world champion. Ready to spoil the party is Brad Binder and KTM. The RC16 in the hands of the South African has turned into a force, and especially since the introduction of the carbon fibre chassis, which has helped with acceleration of the bike and has put Binder in a race-winning position in both Australia and Thailand, backing it up with a double podium at the Chang International Circuit. Sitting 4th in the championship standings, Binder has been the most consistent challenger to the 3 Ducatis ahead of him. That being said, a top 3 in the championship isn't out of the question, as the KTM rider currently sits 61 points behind Marco Bezzecchi. And as he gets more accustomed to the new chassis, a first race win since the 2021 Austrian GP looks to be on the cards. With Valencia being a particular target, as Binder finished 2nd there last season and showed incredible speed towards the end of the race, and there would be no better way to end 2023 and prepare for next year with victory in the final round. Looking to end the season on the front foot is Aprilia. The Newali factory has shown lots of speed in 2023, but the results haven't necessarily shown the promise that they have. Despite 3 wins in the races and the sprints, the Italian team have only 1 podium since the Catalan GP, with Maverick Viñales back in Mandalika. Problems that have persisted during the flyaways have been heat that's being emitted from the RSGP. The severe heat caused Viñales to pull into the pits during the Thai GP, and Aleix Espargaro explained after the race that it was difficult to breathe while being tucked under the bubble. This is an area that Aprilia will be keen to address before Sepang, and it wasn't the only thing that went against the Newali factory. Aleix Espargaro is the first MotoGP rider to fall foul of the new tyre pressure rule that was introduced mid-season and was slapped with a 3-second penalty post-race, which dropped him from 5th to 8th. If all goes well in the remaining rounds, Aprilia could consolidate 2nd in the team's championship, a step up from last year, and if the Newali factory find a solution to their heat issues, expect Espargaro and Viñales, along with Miguel Oliveira and Ralf Fernandez, to be a potent force especially at Qatar, where the RSGP has been incredibly strong in the past, including in 2022 where Aleix finished 2.2 seconds from the win. 3 rounds to go and 3 rounds to see one of the most iconic partnerships in MotoGP history together one last time. After 11 seasons together, Marc Marquez and Honda will part ways, with Marc taking on a new challenge on board the Gresini Ducati for 2024. But in true Marc Marquez fashion, he will go down swinging and want to be the loudest member of the choir on his swan song with Repsol Honda. The pair have won at all 3 circuits in the triple header, and Marc was in podium contention until a late crash at Valencia last year. This year could be a little more difficult, but the weather in Malaysia can always throw a curveball along with Valencia. If rain falls at either Grand Prix, don't count out Marquez to be in victory contention, as he was back in Motegi where he picked up an impressive 101st MotoGP podium. And what better way would there be to see Marquez stand on the podium one final time in orange? The most anticipated sight at the Valencia test will be Marc Marquez swinging his leg over the Ducati GP23. Having never ridden for any other manufacturer other than Honda in his time in the Premier class, the 8-time champion will be eager to assess his performance relative to the other Ducati riders, and you bet the Spaniard will want to put one over them by ending the test on top. Other movers and shakers will be Alex Rins on board the Yamaha M1, moving across from Honda, and whether the Spaniard has recovered from his injuries suffered at the Italian GP back in July. Along with Marquez, the 6-time MotoGP race winner is one of the most anticipated riders moving teams, as he will be back on a machine with an inline-4 engine, which he knows very well from his tenure at Suzuki. Franco Morbidelli will get his chance to try out the Ducati for the first time after 3 difficult seasons since the Italian's sensational 2020 season. And new MotoGP race winner Johann Zarco will try out the Honda RC213V for the first time since his replacement ride appearances late in 2019 for new teammate Taka Nakagami. However, there will be lots of eyes on Moto2 champion-elect Pedro Acosta. Arguably the most talked about rookie since Marc Marquez, the Spaniard will get his first taste of the gas machine as he begins his journey as a MotoGP rider. Aside from the new rider movement, the manufacturers will roll out their 2024 machines, with particular intrigue being on the Japanese factories of Honda and Yamaha, along with which Ducati will roll out on Tuesday morning as the new MotoGP World Champion.
If you love MotoGP videos, like and subscribe.